Hey wrestling fans, welcome to another episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic for September 26, 2016, episode 164. And today on the podcast I will be recapping last night's WWE Clash of Champions on the WWE Network. As you know, they got rid of and just decided to go with Clash of Champions now. And it started with the kickoff and Alicia Fox taking on Nia Jax, and Jax gets the win, 4 minutes 55 seconds. I was kind of surprised with the amount of offense that Alicia Fox got in this match, but of course Nia Jax went over. And now it is time for the main show, Clash of Champions, and the pay-per-view is live from Indianapolis. And first up is the match for the WWE World Tag Team Championships. The New Day defending against the Cub, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The New Day pick up the win after Woods hits Anderson with Francesca 2, and then Big E and Kofi Kingston hit the midnight hour at 6 minutes 44 seconds. I was kind of surprised by this one. It was a little short, and I was also surprised that they had the club lose to the New Day once again. I don't understand why, but that's what they did. Tom Phillips is backstage with TJ Perkins, now the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and he is defending his championship next against the Brian Kendrick. Perkins wins at 10 minutes 31 seconds to retain the championship. Pretty good match. I'm not saying it was anything spectacular or anything, but it was okay. But so far, I know there's only been 2 matches. You had the 4-way on Raw, and of course the championship match last night, on Clash of Champions. But so far, it's not quite the same as the Cruiserweight Classic. I think also because with the COC or CWC, it was one thing that really helped it was the commentary with Mauro Ranallo and Daniel Bryan. As I always said when I recapped it here on 360 Wrestling Fanatic, that was one of my favorite parts of the show, was the commentary. I thought they were really the best commentary team in wrestling. But hopefully the Cruiserweight division as a part of Raw will be good. It's still early, so we'll just have to wait and see. And in the end of that match, Perkins wins via submission with the knee bar. Tom Phillips is backstage with Cesaro, and next up is match 7 of the Best of 7 series, Sheamus taking on Cesaro. And the match was really good in my opinion, I thought. But what I did not like was the finish of the match. At 16 minutes 34 seconds, they both go over the barricade, and the trainers check them out. And one of the trainers is Benjamin Boone, who has appeared for Clash Wrestling several times, and I have even interviewed before. And they check him out, and then the referee says neither one of them are able to continue, so it's a no contest. And now I don't know what's going to happen now. Maybe an 8th match on Raw tonight, or I don't know. No contest. I did not like the finish of this. I'm sure a lot of other people didn't either. So that was that. And now it's time for the Women's Championship Triple Threat match. Well, not yet actually. But first we see Charlotte and Bayley. Sorry, I skipped ahead a little bit on my notes here. But first, Charlotte and Bayley are in the back. And then now it's time for Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho. Jericho picks up the win, defeat Zayn at 15 minutes 24 seconds. Pretty good match. I enjoyed it. And Stephanie and Mick Foley earned back with the WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens. And now it is time for the Raw Women's Championship match. Bayley taking on Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. And Charlotte retains the championship by pinning Bayley at 15 minutes 27 seconds. Good match, I thought. I actually would have liked to have seen Bayley or Sasha go over. Was a little disappointed that they pinned Bayley, but still pretty good match. Charlotte still Raw Women's Champion. And next up on Clash of Champions is the match for the United States Championship. Rusev defending against Roman Reigns. And it is Roman Reigns becoming the new United States Champion, defeating Rusev at 16 minutes 48 seconds. And this one was a decent match. I didn't think it was anything that great, but it wasn't too bad either. Just an okay match. The main event now. But first, Stephanie McMahon and Foley are in the back with the challenger for the main event tonight, Seth Rollins. And now it is time for the World Heavyweight Championship, or Universal Championship match. Sorry about that. Seth Rollins taking on Kevin Owens. I thought it was a good match. Good main event here. We see some controversy at the end. Chris Jericho getting involved, the referee getting knocked down, and then it is Kevin Owens defeating Seth Rollins to retain at 25 minutes, 7 seconds. Kevin Owens, still Universal Champion. I'm sure next month this is going to lead to a match between Owens and Rollins in the cell for the Universal title once again. So the feud is going to continue, I'm sure. And that was last night's WWE Clash of Champions. I thought it was an okay show. I would say a good show. Not bad, not great. Just good. I thought SmackDown Live's pay-per-view Backlash was better show. This was the first Raw pay-per-view since the brand split of the new era. And so far, I would say SmackDown has had the better pay-per-view. We'll just have to wait and see. Next month, SmackDown's got No Mercy, and Raw's in the cell, and let's just wait and see what happens. And actually, I think as of late, SmackDown Live has been the better show as well. And that is all today for this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. But first, remember, you can like 360 Wrestling Podcast on Facebook and Twitter at 360 Wrestling Pod, Instagram 360 Wrestling Podcast, and you can also like on Facebook the podcast that is all about the collective league of adrenaline, strength, and honor, Clash Wrestling 360. And you can subscribe to 360 Wrestling Podcast on iTunes and Google Play. If you have any questions or comments about the podcast, LB360WrestlingFanatic at gmail.com. Any questions or comments you have, once again, that is LB360WrestlingFanatic at gmail.com. And hope to be back soon with more episodes here. And Clash Wrestling 360 will be back soon as October 22nd, Clash from the Crypt. But until then, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.